Hello and welcome to part 2 of 4 of our trip, the Swiss Alps to Paris, France. The beginning of our river journey was to start in Basil, Switzerland. However, because of unknown issues in Basil, we were rerouted to Breisach, Germany, where we joined the Viking Herja on the Rhine. So Basil was out and Breisach was in. With Breisach about 40 miles upriver from Basil, that meant another hour or so's trip by bus to the new docking location. It's here that I'll give you a very brief introduction to the Viking Herja. Herja was a Valkyrie who rode the battlefields, deciding the fate of wounded soldiers. We had none of that in mind, of course, as we boarded the Herja and started looking her over. All Viking longships traveling on Europe's rivers are exactly the same, and if you are interested in more detail, feel free to peruse the web, as there are many great videos that go into great detail about the Viking riverboats. We had a French balcony room that, while not overly spacious, provided enough space for everything we needed. Passenger areas of the Viking Herja were well appointed, spacious, and easy to navigate. On the upper deck, we had the lounge. That was the main entertainment area that included the nightly entertainment and a fully stocked bar. Forward of that was the aquavit terrace that provided alfresco dining, light breakfast, and a light buffet in the afternoons, along with a casual dining experience in the evening. The main dining room provided breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and the food was well prepared and presented. After the main dining room was reception and a tiny boutique area. Above reception on the upper deck was the library and a small computer area. Moving to the top deck, we find the only form of exercise on the ship, which is the walking track around the sun deck. First real stop was Strasbourg, France. Our docking point in Strasbourg, as you can see, was delightful. They even laid some flowers out for us. Strasbourg itself was a different story, a beautiful city that has changed hands between the Germans and the French over the last few hundred years, finally ending up back in French hands. Here's a look at Strasbourg from our Strasbourg Highlights Tour. The celestial clock at Notre Dame de Strasbourg is actually the third clock of its kind to be installed, with the third rebuilding of the clock being in 1838. It is not only a clock, but also a celestial calendar which perpetually tracks the date, time, and position of the heavens. Every hour, the story of life and death is played out by the autonoma on this small carousel-like stage. Brought us to Speyer, Germany. Place, it seems, is safe from the ever-present graffiti. Near the City Hall, we have a neat idea. It's sort of a lending library where you leave a book and take a book. There was more to explore this time back at the docking location. Back on board, we started on the Rhine toward our next destination, Mainz, Germany. This evening, my wife discovered what would become her signature lunch and dinner: ice cream and sweet potato fries. Entertainment this evening was local musicians playing what they called gypsy jazz. The morning brought us to Mainz, Germany. These trips are always a learning experience for me. For example, I didn't know if you take the word milk and change only 4 letters, you get beer. As we progressed through Mainz, our next stop was the Gutenberg Museum. We had an interesting demonstration of a printing press, and were able to see some of the actual Gutenberg Bibles.
Printer's kiss. It's when the paper gets unstuck from the galley. So let's listen. Well, it's a bit weak. Well, I've done the worst. Principio erat verbum, et verbum erat apud Deum, et Deus erat verbum. Who had Latin in school?
Back on board, and after dinner, we had another local entertainer, this time combining classical violin with modern tunes. Thank you once more for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you are so inclined, please check out the other videos in this series, as well as some of the other videos we have posted at T's Cruise Muse.